fear in my mind, I'm thinking small with my blog. I'm tweeting small. As you keep expanding and thinking much, much bigger, your blog is going to change. The worldly success will increase because you will begin to gradually think, feel, and act big. But none of this involves pushing or forcing or hurrying because that's always fear. None of it involves manipulating because that's fear. It's always a peaceful, when you're doing it the right way, steady realization that only fear in your mind, nothing out there, nothing externally, appeared to scare you, and you trusted it into thinking small with your blog. So as you face the fear, you'll think bigger. You'll think from a more relaxed, loving, chill, calm, expansive, truly helpful, leveraging type of mindset, and you'll slowly but surely blog bigger. So maybe you'll find yourself from a calm, deliberate space of tweeting 30 times a day, targeting everything because you're thinking big and targeting your readership, taking your time, being thorough, and just laying them out, not in a mad dash or rush, mindfully, calmly. And then voila, you're thinking bigger. Oh, and now you're getting some traffic to your blog and maybe some customers and clients and clicks. And oh, now I get it. The root of it was that I was thinking small because I was really scared. And then I started facing my fears more often. I asked myself, wow, I'm thinking small with my blog, right? You got to do it. If you don't ask yourself, guys, and start getting into your mind, you'll always think the cause is something outside of your mind, and it never is. Well, I'm only going to give a minute to doing a live broadcast. Am I thinking small? Well, let me be present with it. In some cases, and again, it's not across the board. You always have to get into the motivator in your mind. That's where it's going to happen. When you'll see that the motivator is, well, I'm afraid I don't have enough time and I'm afraid nobody's going to show up anyway, or and then you're like, holy, it's enlightening, because you'll look and you'll be like, man, it's just been fear that's always been the only reason in my mind that I've trusted and that I am honoring, and that's why I'm playing small with my blog. And that's what's causing my struggles. You face the fear, you feel it and forgive it, and it can be uncomfortable sometimes. You start thinking bigger and expansively. And that bigger and that expansive thinking is just, it's a relaxed, abundant, chill. It happens more. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to get through the fear, but when you're thinking bigger the right way from a place of abundance and love, true helpfulness and not fear, it's going to be relaxing. So not only will you have the peace of mind, which feels great, but your worldly success will accelerate as well. It's really quite brilliant how it unfolds and how it just happens inside out. It's really cool. You got to keep asking yourself, I'm not saying every second, but give yourself some time. When you face the struggle, when you see the struggle, man, nothing's happening, ask, am I thinking really small? So another example of thinking small and creating struggles, you look at your blog, you're like, I'm getting no traffic, I'm not getting any business, like nothing's happening with it. And then you look at your strategy and you say to yourself, am I thinking small? So you say to yourself, well, what am I doing? And your entire strategy, and you just have to admit it, might be, well, I'm publishing content to my blog and that's all I do with my blogging strategy. Classic example of thinking small. I mean, incredibly classic, textbook. And it's, when you look at it, in most cases, guys, it's the fear in your mind of going into the world out there. Spending time off site, the fear of wasting time on social media, the fear of being rejected when you go and comment on other blogs. Like you'll see all these fears come up in your mind and you're like, man, those fears in my mind are scaring me into playing small, comfort zone, no fear, not facing the fear in my mind, publish post on my blog. And the result is no traffic and no income. So when you start facing those fears, you'll start thinking expansively. And well, I'm going to start guest blogging now offsite because I'm thinking bigger only because I faced the fear in my mind. I admitted I was playing small. Now I'm going to think more abundantly and think more expansively. Social media marketing, broadcasting live on Twitter, broadcasting live on YouTube, broadcasting live on Facebook. I'm including that because I'm broadcasting live on each of these channels. So as you think bigger, you're just thinking more abundantly and more expansively, which will bring you increased success. But it all starts with the thinking. Thinking big is not done on a logical level. It appears to be, but you'll find that as you think bigger, what tends to happen is fear comes up in your mind. Well, I'm going to start guest blogging, and then fear will come up, may come up. Man, I might be rejected. I'm afraid I'm going to waste my time. I'm afraid I'm going to be rejected. I'm afraid I'm going to be criticized. I'm afraid the guest blogging doesn't work. And you'll see none of those things are true, but they're all fear in your mind that are scaring you into playing small with your blog. So when you level up and step up, yeah, sometimes fear is going to arise. Welcome to worldly freedom. Welcome to peace of mind. Face the fear, feel it, forgive it, or look past it, and then proceed with thinking and begin guest blogging and begin publishing content offsite and really take Twitter to the max. Use it for what it's worth. There's so many fears regarding this platform when the storage and the frequency, what's quote unquote allowed in the world, you could just take this and run with it. And I give it a good deal of time as far as creating a live video here and there, but I'm learning the more I think big that it's just taking from a relaxed energy, of course. Like you have to be very mindful and take your time, but you could just really, when you think big with this platform, the potential is astounding, even on a worldly level. I mean, I've tweeted 670,000, I think 672,000 times. And you see on other platforms, that's just not part of the algorithm or the strategy. And it's certainly not about the numbers, but when you start thinking big, you let it ride. And you lose the fear of nobody. I fear nobody's listening. I fear that it's not working. I fear the algorithm's against me. I fear I'll annoy people. And when you start thinking, stop thinking small and start thinking bigger and bigger and bigger, you face those fears and you lose them, and you're just tweeting a lot on topic, and not from a panic frenzied energy, though. It always has to be calm and mindful. That's one of the key components of thinking big. Relaxation, patience, but thinking it through and using the tools you have to the max, always from a calm energy. But it is an eye-opening process because you'll start seeing, oh, gosh, my struggles are because I'm really scared and I'm thinking small with my blog. And I'm going to have to start facing those fears in my mind, but it's okay because you'll start conquering them, feeling them and forgiving or looking past them. And you'll just think bigger and blog bigger, and you'll think expansively. So one of the common hallmarks of thinking small because you're really afraid is just publishing really thin 400 word, 500, 600 word content, no topic, just what's on your mind, maybe volume publishing, maybe not even. And then you look at your blog and you're like, man, am I thinking small? Just throwing anything out there and I'm scared. I figure it's a waste of time anyway, so why not screw up? That's what's happening on an unconscious level. On the conscious level, it's like, I'm working so hard, but unconsciously, you're like, I'm thinking really small. You face the fear and you start to think big. You'll create more detailed content, long form content, maybe 1,300 words, 1,400 words, targeted. You'll pick one niche. When you think big, you do these things because they're naturally more abundant. They target, they make business sense in a world that trusts specialists and not generalists. And you'll see, thinking big, you may start ranking on Google. You'll gain more organic traffic through different channels. So this is really the way it goes, guys. So that's it for today. 10 minutes is good. Really want to think big with your blogging campaign. Hold on a sec. I think we have a cat waiting. There's always cats around. Dogs, cats, animals, as we circle the globe. As a call to action, guys, you could visit my blog at bloggingfromparadise.com and click on the store tab. I have a couple premium resources for you there, premium course and some books for sale to empower you on your blogging journey. And then also free content through the blog posts. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Enjoy Paradise all.